King Love in association with Family Bank.
Family is working together today. It is creating opportunities for a lifetime of happiness. The future is bright because you can always bank on family. Family Bank, with you for life.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
This looks different.
It is. See for yourself.
Okay, so it's a photo.
Look closer. Photos within photos.
What about video?
8K video. Beyond cinema quality.
So...
You can pull portrait quality photos straight from video.
But will it last the whole trip?
Battery for the whole trip and the way back.
This is different.
Told you.
What is family? Family is a solid foundation to build on and a strong pillar to lean on. It is believing in each one of us for the betterment of all of us. Family is working together today to win together tomorrow. It is creating opportunities for a lifetime of happiness. It is knowing we are valued, respected, understood, and most of all, supported. The future is bright because you can always bank on family. Family Bank, with you for life.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Do you think this is it, girls? No! Let them know! Let them know irritation! Let them know! Let them know irritation! We need a revolution!
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
Boma Mabati makes your roof strong and appealing. It comes with a choice of various designs: Boma Box, Boma Tile, Boma Vase, in matte or glossy finish in various colors. Boma Mabati is quality, cost-friendly and KEBS certified. To place your order and enjoy free delivery, reach us on 0723 999981 or 0724 114411 or the details on your screen. Boma Mabati. Mabati ya kila boma.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
This is NTV.
Well, a very good evening to you. You have made it just in time, a minute to the top of the hour. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition, and these are some of our top stories. Tonight,
how would I have participated in a mock, illegal, unconstitutional oath? How?
The NASA dream is dead, and principals are now tearing into each other. Politics of coalition, debt, and endorsement.
Mimi natafuta endorsement ya mwananchi wa kawaida. Mimi singojee endorsement ya mtu mwingine.
Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka anatafuta endorsement ya Mwenyezi Mungu peke yake.
Also tonight, Garissa looks back at the life and times of former Senator Yusuf Haji.
Kwa ajili mzee alituambia usiwache watu yenu, msisahau watu yenu, musimame na watu wenu.
High praise for a man who led the BBI reforms quest.
Ile heshima ambayo tutapatia mzee Haji ni kutembea hiyo barabara kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo report ikubalike na Wakenya wote.
Plus, schools in the valley are drowning, and so are the hopes of eager learners.
Hapa iko ipo na iko crocodile. Na tunaona kwamba hiyo yote ni wanyama dangerous sana.
Government is aware but has yet to respond.
We have shared that challenge. We have been visited by the Ministry of Education, other ministries, and we hope from those visits we are going to get assistance to take care of the children who are affected.
Drowning hopes, an NTV special report. And tens of thousands staring at starvation as drought bites in Mandera County.
We have identified 38,294 households in need of urgent food assistance.
Wanyama kama gamia, kama gombe, kama mbuzi na hakuna chakula ya kukula.
This is Weekend Edition with Zainab Ismail.
Well, thank you for joining us. On the sign language interpretation tonight is Flora Atieno. Well, tonight, the rift between principals of the National Super Alliance is widening and the leaders steering into each other. ODM leader Raila Odinga says he cannot support any of his colleagues in 2022 as payback for allegedly declining to participate in the January 2018 mock swearing-in ceremony at Uhuru Park. And as Kennedy Mureithi now reports, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and NC's Musalia Mudavadi have taken cue and are even threatening to spill more.
The end is nigh for the NASA coalition. Its principals are now walking different paths and tearing into each other ahead of the 2022 election. Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka, ANC's Musalia Mudavadi, and Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula have been calling on ODM's Raila Odinga to endorse one of them as part of a deal they insist was brokered in the 2017 coalition agreement. But Raila says he won't. The ODM leader is quoted as saying, "When we were going for the swearing-in Nairobi, they refused. They switched off their phones and they were shivering due to fear. They now want me to give them the mantle by supporting them." In response, Kalonzo says he was never going to participate in an illegal exercise.
How would I have participated in a mock, illegal, unconstitutional oath? How? I would have disqualified myself. Because lawyers and all of us swear to uphold constitutionalism. And right from the word go, even when I was in Germany with my sick wife, I told Raila I cannot participate in an illegal oath. However, nilisema, you have to convert to look for Uhuru Kenyatta and hold a conversation, dialogue. And that's what I said when I arrived. Kwa hivyo upuzi, wakiendelea tutawaambia.
Kalonzo now says he does not need Odinga.
Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka anatafuta endorsement ya Mwenyezi Mungu peke yake.
On his part, Mudavadi, through a statement, says Raila is free to endorse whomsoever he wishes, including the possibility of excluding himself. Raila knows he duped colleagues into backing him in NASA in 2017, under the false pretense that, win or lose, he wouldn't offer himself as a candidate. Kenyans should ask themselves what a man incapable of keeping a vow with friends is capable of if he wields absolute power. Politics of deceit don't befit a Kenyan leader. Kalonzo, Musalia and Wetangula have now joined hands with Baringo Senator and KANU Chairman Gideon Moi. The leaders, while in a tour of Western Kenya last week, urged Raila to honor the 2017 pact.
Musalia has invested 10 political years in him. Kalonzo has invested 10 political years in him. Kati ya sisi watatu tumeinvest in our brother Raila 30 political years. Sasa we ndugu Raila, this is your time now bwana, to return your hand. A good turn deserves another.
Kwa hivyo sisi tunasema baba, kwa heshima zote, 2013 wakamba wakakuweka kwa debe wakakupea kura zote. 2017 tukakupea kura zote. Ukatuambia tuandamane, mimi nilipigwa risasi nikavunjwa mguu tukiandamana tukikutetea. Sasa si urudishe tu mkono hii 2022 Kalonzo Musyoka ndiye achukue hii kiti.
Kennedy Muredhi, NTV.
Well, speaking of pacts and endorsements, Deputy President William Ruto now says he is not seeking the support of anyone in his quest to take over from President Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto has chided his seeming competitors for waiting for endorsements instead of outlining their ideology and plan for the country. Zakis Mosame has more.
Deputy President William Ruto was back in the vote-rich Western region to drum up support for his 2022 State House bid. It is here in Malava that he said he was not counting on anyone's support, a seeming response to President Uhuru Kenyatta, who has rubbished any notions of endorsing him.
Mwingine anangojea, ameambiwa ngojea, kuna mtu atakuendorse. Mimi natafuta endorsement ya mwananchi wa kawaida. Mimi singojee endorsement ya mtu mwingine. Mimi natafuta endorsement ya wananchi. Kuna wenye wanangojea kupewa. Mimi singojei kupewa na mtu. Mimi natafuta.
Deputy President urging his competitors in the race to State House to outline their agenda instead of waiting for political support.
Si Musalia akuja aseme yake. Si Raila akuja aseme yake. Si ule mtu ya katikati akuja aseme yake. Alafu nyinyi kila mtu wako na track record ama namna gani? Kwani mtu atapigiwa kura kwa sababu ya sura?
Sio kila wakati ukikaa wewe unasema mimi nataka blessings na husongi. Mara leo nakuwa blessed na kina mama, kesho nakuwa blessed na elders, lakini hapo hapo tu Lazaro TV.
Allies of the Deputy President taking issue with the Building Bridges Initiative Constitution Amendment Bill 2020.
Atungekuwa na shida na BBI, lakini yale maneno yanafanyika around BBI inatushutua. Kwa sababu haraka iko wapi? Hapa haraka iko wapi? Mbona lazima hii iwe? Wale ndugu zetu MCS wale wamepiga kura, wanapiga kura kama wamesimamiwa na wakubwa wengine. Hawapigi kura kwa vyao, wanapiga kura kama wamesimamiwa.
Hatupingi na wala hatuungi mkono. Unajua, mimi nasikia hati wakisema ma MCAs kupata car grant ni haki yao, lakini ma MCAs wamekuwekwa kutoka 2013, si ndio? Mbona walikuwa hawapewi?
Zakis Masame, NTV, Kakamega.
Well, a little aside from the politics, former Garissa Senator Yusuf Haji has been eulogized as a pillar of peace in the nation, a great leader who helped to end conflicts among different communities in northeastern Kenya. Locals and leaders gathered in Garissa to honor the late BBI Steering Committee chairperson, as Ellen Aura tells us.
For a man who held the Building Bridges initiative that birthed the Constitution Amendment Bill, the late Garissa Senator Yusuf Haji bowed out right when the fruits of his labor were beginning to manifest.
Asante.
11 counties have now passed reforms proposed by the steering committee. Speakers at the memorial event in Garissa vowing to finish the race on his behalf.
Ile heshima ambayo tutapatia mzee Haji ni kutembea hiyo barabara kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo report ikubalike na Wakenya wote, na sisi tuwe mfano ya kuiunga mkono ili BBI ipitishwe kwa faida yetu, kwa jina ya mzee Haji na pia watu wa Ijara na watu wa Garissa.
Alikuwa mzee wa amani. Mimi ninaomba watu wa Masalani na watu wa Garissa, hiyo msingi mzee amewacha, tafadhali muishikilie, muhakikishe ya kwamba yale yeye amejenga isivunjike.
His peace-making efforts kept the volatile region stable, speakers say.
Mzee Haji amejaribu kutuunganisha sisi sote katika hii eneo yote. Kuenda kwake isiwe sisi tusahau yale ambayo mzee Haji ametuhimiza kuishi kwa pamoja.
Let's love and keep peace with our brothers and sisters in our neighborhood, Tana River, Lamu, and Somalia.
His son Nudin Haji, also the director of public prosecutions, recollecting their later conversations and alluding to walking in his father's footsteps in Ijara constituency.
Vile vile hao wetu walisema, ndio vile vile pia sisi tutafuata. Kwa ajili mzee alituambia usiwache watu yenu, msisahau watu yenu, msimame na watu yenu. Na sisi kama family ya Muhammad Yusuf Haji hatutawawacha. Alhamdulillah, mzee alituacha na nguvu kidogo ambayo bado tunaweza kushikilia Ijara nayo na kuhakikisha ya kwamba Ijara haitakuwa dhaifu.
The late senator died after battling a long illness at the Aga Khan Hospital Monday last week and was buried on the same day. Helen Aura, NTV.
Now, conservationists are now calling for the creation of wildlife corridors within the Soisambu Conservancy in Nakuru County, where sagging power lines have electrocuted and killed 3 giraffes and other wild game this afternoon. The animals are pictured lying dead in the conservancy, which hosts approximately 124 giraffes. Kenya Power has issued an apology over the death of the animals, and Nakuru County Business Manager Henry Pwani says the incident is highly regrettable and that they have isolated the affected portion to avoid recurrence. At least 11 giraffes and dozens of birds of prey have been electrocuted at the conservancy in just the last 2 years. The conservationists also want the power lines relocated. Well, still on the same, the Kenya Wildlife Service has issued a statement with regards to that, saying that the Kenya Power and Lighting Company, that is KPLC, is currently assessing the situation at the Soisambu Conservancy, which is in Nakuru County, saying after reports that the giraffes were electrocuted to death, the company is expected to replace the electricity poles to prevent electrocution of giraffes within the area, as well as the Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala saying that engaging the Energy Cabinet Secretary Charles Keter is happening to find a lasting solution to curb this from happening ever again. Let's now turn to the COVID-19 pandemic now with a look at the day's numbers. And 208 people have tested positive in the last 24 hours, raising the national caseload to 104,201. From the cases, 173 are Kenyans, while 35 are foreigners. 6 patients succumbed to the virus over the same period, pushing the fatalities to 1,823. At the same time, 37 patients have been discharged, 35 from various health facilities and 2 from home-based care and isolation. The total number of recoveries now stands at 85,577. A total of 328 patients are currently admitted to various health facilities across the country, while another 1,160 are on home-based isolation and care. 1,100 other patients are at the intensive care unit. Now, the World Health Organization is calling on Tanzania to start reporting and sharing data on COVID-19 infections and deaths in the country. Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus, through a statement, is urging Tanzanian authorities to implement public health measures to quell the curb of the disease, saying, and I quote, "This situation remains very concerning," whose plea comes after WHO's plea comes after a spate of deaths of government officials, including the Vice President of Tanzania's semi-autonomous island of Zanzibar, Saif Sharif Ahmed, who is said to have died of COVID-19 on Wednesday. He was the most prominent politician in Tanzania to have openly declared that he had the virus. Tanzania is one of the few countries in the world to not publish data on COVID-19 cases. And in a seeming response, President Pombe Magufuli seems to have taken a U-turn, but with a little resistance yet. A statement from the country's health ministry says the president wants vulnerable Tanzanians to follow WHO guidelines to protect themselves against coronavirus. However, it also says that the country is still counting on divine intervention and will not consider a lockdown for economic reasons. On Sunday, Magufuli said Tanzanians should only use locally made face masks, saying foreign-made ones may be unsafe. Well, away from that, as it rains in some parts of the country, the north remains dry. Tens of thousands in Mandera County are staring at starvation as drought continues to take a toll on residents. Already water pans have dried up and the few boreholes left are running low. And now the county is appealing for assistance. Gina Kirori has more.
The worry on their faces is evident. It's been a tough few weeks, and the shade they sit under does little to save them from the scorching heat. The hotter the sun burns, the drier the ground beneath their feet. This is Mandera County, stuck in a drought. The locals now watch helplessly as their livestock wither and die. The dust indicative of the last time it rained here.
Sana bila chakula, tuko na njaa mingi, hatupati chakula, jua nayo imewaka, mvua nayo ndio hii hatupati.
Now, water is rare. Water pans are dry and boreholes like this one are the only lifeline they have left. But they too are on the edge of dryness.
Wanyama kama gamia, kama gombe, kama mbuzi na hakuna chakula ya kukula na hakuna nyazi na hakuna chakula.
Tunatafuta hata mali tulikuwa tunapata maziwa, mbuzi hakuna maziwa, mtiti ya mbuzi naye imekauka mbaya tena na zingine hata zimekufa.
Now they appeal for help as the National Drought and Management Authority warns of tougher days to come.
In the week between 9th to 15th February 2021, we carried out an assessment of the impact of this drought on our communities, and more specifically the number of households most affected in the county up to the village level. We have identified 38,294 households in need of urgent food assistance.
At least 5,256 households in Mandera South have been identified as in need of food aid, 2,830 in Lafay, 5,337 in Mandera East, and 4,086 in Mandera West. Other vulnerable households include all registered orphanages, persons living with HIV, non-locals, destitute and other special groups at 8,343. The county says it has no resources left to feed all those in need and is calling on the national government to step in. Gena Kirori, NTV.
All right, and on that note, time for a short break. But just to clarify on the COVID-19 numbers in the country, it is 51 patients who are currently in the intensive care unit and not more than the 1,000 that was earlier reported. It is 51 patients. Let's now take a quick break. We'll be back. Stay with us.
We keep running faster and faster. I don't know what we're after yet. I'm always checking my phone and you're happy being alone, man. I got you on my mind. You're always on my mind.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Una vile wanashindwa kukata. Inanitosha, inanitosha, inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha, inanitosha, inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha, inanitosha.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
What is family? Family is a solid foundation to build on and a strong pillar to lean on. It is believing in each one of us for the betterment of all of us. Family is working together today to win together tomorrow. It is creating opportunities for a lifetime of happiness. It is knowing we are valued, respected, understood, and most of all, supported. The future is bright because you can always bank on family. Family Bank, with you for life.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Mix of the Week in association with Airtel.
I don't check my energy. For the journey, for the journey. For the journey.
Bossy, bossy.
Fast just got faster. Get fully locked on Airtel 4G. Now wider coverage to download, stream and browse at high speed. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Timeless love.
She must be around here somewhere.
Antonio, I'm so sorry, but I have to go now. I'll call you later, okay? I can explain everything. Goodbye. Geronimo, you cannot go out. You're still very weak.
Rahina is right. You cannot.
I don't care!
I am going to ask you this favor. I want you to stop the wedding of Roberta and Matias.
Renata, wait, I don't understand.
You know what? I'm not getting married.
She told me she was coming.
I don't know what she told you, but Karina isn't here. Timeless love.
Gift your loved one a plot of value-added land at the Garden of Joy and get an instant 14K cash voucher for a 500K plus deposit. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Thank you for staying with us. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition. Now, decades of cultural and environmental hindrances have for long disadvantaged women economically. But an initiative by a non-governmental organization is turning the fortunes of women there in Mandera, where, in Turkana, where through mass production of wheat products, the Amukate Women Group is now feeding the torrid region and laughing all the way to the bank. Leila Mohammed has more.
Day breaks pretty early here in Kainuk, Turkana County. Time for the women of Amukate Group to earn their daily bread. Dough is kneaded and cut to size, then straight to the oven. Freshly baked pieces are packed in baskets and dispatched to the villages. This journey to financial empowerment began over a decade ago.
Wakati tulianza, tulionelea kama wamama vile tutasaidikaje katika hii maendeleo, katika uchumi ambayo tulikuwa naye. Tukaamua kukaa chini kwa jinsi ya kusaidia watoto wetu.
Before this, the women of Kainuk did odd jobs to fend for their own. Charcoal burning was a major activity here, but when the environment yielded, the women broke their backs digging through quarries and building materials. Life was a struggle back then.
They lacked resources, they lacked financial capacity to do business. And being women in a pastoralist community, also they had no entitlements at all, which was made much more vulnerable by the fact that they were widows.
Years into this economic venture, and the women's bread is now buttered. Financial challenges largely a thing of the past.
Hii pesa hii, wakati tulianza kupata mapato kidogo hiyo, tukaanza kuangalia jinsi ya kufanya mashini ya kushaga unga. Sasa wakati tulipata hiyo mashini ya kushaga unga, tukaendelea, baada hiyo tukaona tumeendelea kidogo. Tukagawana kama kikundi viwili. Tukaona wacha wengine wajaribu njia kupata njia kuweka bakery. Ile imenisaidia hata kwa sababu ya watoto ya shule. Wakati tunakaa chini, wakati baada ya mwezi 6 tukisanya hii pesa yetu ya bakery. Tunakaa chini baada ya mwezi 6 tunaangalia kitu gani iko. Tunagawana hiyo kitu kidogo.
We train them using the savings for transformation model in terms of how they can mobilize the local resources amongst them so that they can support them. Because getting resources for vulnerable groups here, it is difficult. They cannot access financial support from banks and any other financial institution.
As one group bakes, the other rears chicken, a venture they say has not only turned around their fortunes, but also provided the community with a steady supply of protein. Cultural and environmental chains have for long held back women in this region. Each month, they gather in homes and count the blessings and fruits of their labor. Song and dance accompany the exercise. Money makes the world go round. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Thanks, Leila. Now, 1.5 months into the reopening of learning institutions across the country, schools in the larger North Rift region are still grappling with the same problem: flooded schools which endanger the lives of learners and teachers. At least 20 schools in the region have been flooded by waters from swelling lakes, and which is more, wild aquatic animals lack dangerously. Parents and teachers now worry that preparations for national examinations will be affected by the calamity, which has displaced at least 10,000 people. Here is Drowning Hopes with Rose Wangui.
The sun is just rising over Lake Baringo, the rays beautifully reflecting on the calm water. We arrive at Kambi ya Samaki at exactly 6 a.m. along the shores of Lake Baringo, ready to embark on a tour of schools which were affected after the lake water levels increased dramatically. We're heading to Coco Island, a 30-minute boat ride from the mainland. Upon arrival, we come across dozens of children gathered at the edge of the lake. Their school is a victim of the lake bursting its banks. Dressed in yellow and green, the children sit quietly at the rocks waiting for a boat ride to school. In the past, going to school was easy. There was a footbridge that connected the island and the school. The bridge was swallowed by the rising waters in Baringo. The footbridge is 40 meters underwater. These pictures were first captured by NTV in 2018. Then the lake was 5 meters away from Coco Island Primary School, but now it has found its way to the institution. The school gate is partially submerged and no longer in use. The teacher staff houses were also not spared. They are flooded and unlivable.
Kuna nyumba walimu kama 3 imeenda kwa maji, na kuna tena hiyo sekenge ya shule ilienda kwa ndani ya maji. Na tuliweza kungangana tu kutoa hiyo machuma, lakini otherwise singine hajatoka. Tulipata machuma chache, lakini singine bado siko kwa ndani ya maji. Kuna choo ilienda ndani ya maji, kuna choo ya boys na kuna choo 2 tena ya girls. Na lakini tulikaa chini kama BMU members na tukasema tukadecide ya kwamba tutatengeneza choo moja yenye itaweza kusaidia.
Surrounded by water on all sides, the pupils are stuck. Here, boat transport is the main means of reaching school. Each morning, the boat goes along the lake picking up pupils. Giggling and chatting, children rush to board the boat. The available boat is too small and has to make several trips to ferry all the pupils.
Bado ni kasi kwa sababu atazunguka mara 7, 8, 9, saa zingine anaenda 10. Inategemea tena na waves. Hata jioni kama kuna waves, anabeba watoto kama 10. Na tena hii motorboat inatumia mafuta mingi sana na ni expensive sana. Tunatumia kama 50 liters per day na 1 liter ni 120 kwa per day. Sasa shule ikikosa mafuta inabidi tena sasa tutumie sasa miko ya kutumia nayo, lakini usio steps kwa sababu saa zingine kuna waves ikikuja jioni, kuna waves inatoka pande ama pande ile. Sasa waves ikikuja hata hiyo boat kulani ni shida. Na sasa hiyo ni challenges mingi sana kwa sababu wakati unafugisha hao unatumia nguvu na inataka wanaume kama 3. Sasa zingine inabidi tu mpaka ni wasasi ndio wanagaramia, lakini inabidi tu kwa sababu saa zingine tunakosa kabisa. Saa zingine mwalimu anangangana kwa sababu anataka tu kuona watoto kwa shule. Kwa sababu anaelewa vile watu wanakaa pande. Jo watu wa pande sisi tunategemea fishing, hakuna namna nyingine. Kama ukaenda tu kwa net, kama hujapata leo samaki, suguyo bahati mbaya.
Those who own private boats charge 60 shillings per child. Not all parents can afford it. Children coming from other islands are disadvantaged as they have to find their own means to reach school. They use light rafts made from ambach tree wood. Every morning they paddle their way in makeshift, leaky rafts to reach school. For the paddles, they have to improvise and use plastic. Transport is very risky. The young learners face the danger of their tiny crafts being swamped by waves. The waters of Lake Baringo are filled with predators.
Hapa iko na iko crocodile. Na tunaona kwamba hiyo yote ni wanyama dangerous sana. Na hata wakati tunawafuga kwa bahari tunakuanga very careful kwa watoto kwa sababu ya hiyo maipo.
Once they arrive at school, they park their rafts at the edge of the lake, their uniforms already wet. Danger is always lacking as predators hide beneath the rocks. The The school does not have a feeding program. Because of the expenses to and from school, pupils no longer go back home for lunch.
Samani walikuwa wanaenda tu lunch. Wanaenda tu by saa 6:45 wanaenda, wanarudi tu saa 8 kabla hiyo saa 8. Hao bora saa kula lunch, hao wengine wana survive mpaka jioni. Wanakaa tu hivyo. Wanakunywa maji, wanakaa mpaka jioni. Na tumekaa juu chini tukafikiria hiyo maneno, tukaona ni hakuna mwanadamu anaweza survive mpaka hiyo saa. Tukaona kwamba labda serikali at least wapate tu kitu kukula, wapate kusurvive.
For children in lower classes, the elder siblings have the responsibility to make sure they get home safely. Classes end at 1 p.m. With the makeshift rafts, they pair in twos and wade their way slowly home. It's a tedious exercise for the young learners. Lack of paddlers means they have to improvise. Once they get home, the elder siblings have to make the journey again back to school for the afternoon classes. Lake Baringo is dotted with 7 small islands. Residents here say all the islands have been affected by the natural calamity. The islands are slowly disappearing.
Sana sana mvua inanyeshanga na maji inatoka pande hii. Sisi tunapata tu mvua kidogo, lakini maji mingi inatoka pande hii. Kuna hii marifa kama Perekera, kuna ingine tena iko pande hii inaitwa Endau. Hizo ndio inaleta maji mingi sana. Inafanya lake raise kwa haraka. Na tumeona ya kwamba hapa hata wasai ukijaribu kuangalia hapa hata hakuna mvua.
From Kokwa Island, we head to another flooded school. Naskura Primary School is partially submerged. All the classrooms, pit latrines, school administration block are flooded. The school, which was built 5 years ago, served more than 5 villages. Residents who once called this place home relocated after persistent conflict drove them away from their original homes. But when the water started rising, they were displaced yet again. Filming the institution proved to be a difficult task for the NTV crew. The school is totally inaccessible and cannot be used. All the classrooms were marooned by floods. Nasukura Primary School is among dozens of institutions that were flooded, partially submerged or completely submerged by the rising levels of Lake Baringo. The entire institution is covered by water. You can't believe that this was once a vibrant area with homestays, trading centers, a police post, and even a hospital. But all that is gone. For now, the pupils and parents have moved to higher ground, 5 kilometers away from the flooded school. With no facilities in place to accommodate them, the pupils and students now face a new unpleasant reality. The tents, which house temporary classrooms, have plastic roofs. This allows sunlight to filter in, but it also makes learning unbearable for the young learners. Unlike some schools which lost everything, here some furniture was salvaged from the old school. The primary school initially had 200 learners, but only 91 pupils have reported back to school. In PP1, 13 pupils reported to school, while only 4 pupils in PP2 resumed studies in January. Grade 1 has only 10 learners. Grade 2 has 2 pupils, while Grade 3 has 11 learners. Grades 4 and 5 have 10 learners each. Pupils were seriously affected because their homes were also flooded, forcing some families to relocate to far-off places. Others have transferred to other schools. COVID-19 is the least of the problem here. According to teachers, what keeps learners in school is the
Well, that's Royce Wongoi's special report on the North Rift schools and the issues of the flooding within those schools. We do apologize for that slight hitch there. We will be rectifying that video in just a moment. We're going to take a short break, but still continue engaging us on our social media platforms on what you think of the situation in the North Rift. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Welcome to our new office. Wonderful sight. Just imagine 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where the parking is, and then the warehouse front door here, the reception here, and the fridges here. The lorry's entrance there, and their exit there. One way only. What is it?
So where is the building?
Fast, stress-free construction. Get your factory-made buildings in 10 weeks with Southbuild. Order yours now. Southbuild, a quality building solution from MRM.
Kijani Ridge is Tatu City's premier neighborhood, offering a 1.5 acre fully serviced plot in a controlled development. The plots overlook a beautiful dam with natural green spaces. Kijani Ridge is a walking distance from Nover Pioneer and Crawford International Schools. Families are already moved in and more homes are under construction. Contact us for daily site visits and join us for our mega open weekend on 6th and 7th March.
Cusco Housing Cooperative offers end-to-end integrated property solution to individual and corporate members. We offer loans for plot buying, house construction, house purchase, house completion, among others. To benefit, join and save towards your dream home 5 times your savings with no guarantors and repayment period of 15 years. For inquiries, call us on 0722 701 694 or 0727 570 121. Cusco Housing Cooperative, your property solution partner.
The Ministry of Health would like to remind all Kenyans that coronavirus is still among us and that we must continue to adhere to all preventative measures to contain the spread of this deadly disease, including proper wearing of face masks.
Avoid wearing your mask under your nose, under your chin, because this doesn't protect you. The droplets can still land in the environment and things can still land on your nose and mouth.
Komesha Corona. Okoa Maisha.
This looks different.
It is. See for yourself.
Okay, so it's a photo.
Look closer. Photos within photos.
What about video?
8K video. Beyond cinema quality.
So...
You can pull portrait quality photos straight from video.
But will it last the whole trip?
Battery for the whole trip and the way back.
This is different.
Told you.
The magic beckons. From aquatic thrills to wild adventures, experience our latest additions to the magical Kenya Signature Experiences collection, filled with the most unique and authentic Kenyan travel experiences to cure your wanderlust. No matter where you choose to travel in this paradise we get to call home, you will be spoiled for choice and make memories that you'll cherish for a lifetime. Rediscover the magic.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Nobina. Thank you for making us.
Thank you for making us your favorite drive show crew. National FM, we love you.
Wow!
Thank you, people.
This is the best of stitches. I got you good.
Ni wajamaa mechizi yani.
Tunajibamba na show yenyu. Muendelee hivyo hivyo.
I came to rap it up, do my thing.
Thank you for listening to 96.3 Nation FM.
Of course, Antona Obina.
And Obina. Call them taking control.
Mad love, mad respect.
I run the city.
Credo Mix is all about anything created artistically by us, for us. Music reviews. Feel the fresh vibes, full of surprises as we get interactive with your favorite artists and celebrities exclusively. We will bring you all the latest hits, trending topics, and the weekly top 10 every weekday from 5 to 6.
And you're watching Credo Mix on NTV. Keep it locked.
Well, thank you for staying with us. Unfortunately, we will not be airing that special report by Lois Wangui on the plight of students, learners and teachers within the larger North Rift region on the drowning hopes. But we will be airing that tomorrow, so you want to stay tuned for that. Just a little bit of a technical hitch. But to a story we promised to air tonight from yesterday's discussion, toxic masculinity. I wonder if it's a term you may be familiar with. If not, we'll be sinking our teeth into it on tonight's special focus. Is it a Western concept? And does the inverse also apply? Is there such a thing as toxic femininity? My colleague Olive Barrows engaged the experts. Take a look.
So the toxicity comes in the area and line where now roles are changing, situations are changing, perceptions also need to change. But there are still some stuckness. Even when a lady has enough money, maybe to take you out, and the man says, if it's not my money, we are not going to do that, because I'm the one who is supposed to be taking care of you. You're the one who has a better house, maybe a bigger house, because perhaps of the economic status. But toxic masculinity, which is extremely traditional, a man is not allowed to move into the lady's house.
And we have also people who go to very extreme extents to shove their weight around, to show that they are present, especially when confronted by logical arguments from those they consider to be inferior. For example, these traits that foster domination and devaluation of women. And when you go to extreme ends, you have these new ideas about homophobia.
That's the clinical definition of toxic masculinity. It's also known as traditional masculinity ideology.
Where you're saying a man cannot feed a baby, a man cannot change a diaper, a man cannot cook, especially ugali, rice, tea, all those kind of things. I've been in a place where tea has been set. They were all men, but they were waiting for somebody to serve. So you see, that's where the toxicity comes in, because you're basically looking at the serving of tea, which means putting food for yourself to be able to take for your own personal nutrition. You're basically looking at it like it's a lower role.
The experts say that the toxicity goes far beyond what women and men do or don't.
And one of the greatest challenges now, how it manifests, is when they kind of, put stuff inside, even when they are hurt. They are not speaking about how they feel, and the worst is they cannot cry.
It may be well explained, but they say it's not just a simple issue.
Some people actually also think that the idea of toxic masculinity has been, is about undue condemnation of traditional masculinity. And by some, it's also some kind of feminist idea.
What men should do and men should not do has everything to do with how they were socialized. It has also everything to do with the social and actually the community and culture that they come from. I would be glad to be cooked for and everything else, but I would still find a problem with my spouse cleaning the floor.
On the flip side, is there such a thing as toxic femininity?
And I've had this term that you came to my home and you actually purported to be able to take care of me and everything else. So what is mine, but what is yours is ours. So that kind of perception then means that we have a system where the female then is not contributing significantly, but the burden, especially of the major expenditures and anything else, is left to the man, even when my economic situation could allow me to support.
Very interesting discussion there. In fact, it is just a continuation of what was discussed yesterday by my colleague Dan Mwangi. You can get that conversation on our social media platforms, our YouTube channel at NTV Kenya. Let's take another break. We'll be back.
All the days and the nights, reading for them and to them. You don't stop, and neither do we. Help build a strong foundation for your growing child with Nestle Nunkid. Nestle Nunkid 4. Our best for you.
Selena! Don't get puzzled. She's my twin. I shine your toilet. And I bathroom. So, is your bathroom clean?
Yes!
Presenting the new Harpic Bathroom Cleaner. Compared to ordinary detergents, its thick formulation gives you superior cleaning and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses all around the bathroom. Blue
for the toilet.
And red
for the bathroom.
Harpic Bathroom and Toilet Cleaner cleans and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses.
Mhasibu Sacco Society Limited is a reputable Tier 1 Sacco for all professionals. We pride ourselves in business stability and growth, having been in existence for the last 35 years with an asset base of over 6 billion shillings and over 18,000 members spread across the world. All professionals should join us to benefit from competitive products, high qualifying credit, attractive returns, and services automation. Join us and attain your financial independence. Mhasibu Sacco, the Sacco for professionals.
Just got faster. Get fully locked on Airtel 4G. Enjoy our wider coverage. Airtel, the smartphone network.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Like every mother, I'm worried about dangerous insects, especially mosquitoes, which spread diseases like malaria to my loved ones. This year, I'm not afraid. I'm using Mortein Doom. Mortein Doom All Insect Killer provides protection in seconds. Not even a single mosquito is spared, because even one mosquito bite can cause malaria. Mortein Doom provides protection in seconds.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
Ni ukweli imeshuka bei. Smartphone ya nguvu 4G screen kubwa ya kuwatch game ni 3,999 pekee. Ni ukweli ni kutoka Safaricom. Iko na betri kubwa na apps zote za Google unazozipenda. Isitoshe inakuja na 3 months free WhatsApp, unachat hadi usiku na kesho ingine. Ni ukweli plus free education bundles za Shupavu 291 na KICD. What?
Ni ukweli, bei ya Neon Ray Pro sasa ni 3,999 pekee. Pata smartphone ya nguvu kwa bei nafuu kutoka kwa duka la Safaricom au dila leo. Safaricom, for you.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Let's take a look at some of the stories making headlines internationally. And Finnish judges are touring northern Liberia as part of a first-of-a-kind trial of a warlord accused of committing atrocities during the country's civil war. They are in the West African state to gather witness testimonies for a case against Jibril Masakwe, a former senior member of the Revolutionary United Front, a Sierra Leone rebel group that also fought in Liberia. Masakwe, a Sierra Leonean, has lived in Finland since 2008, but was arrested there in March last year after a rights NGO investigated his war record. A case against the 51-year-old began on February 3rd in the northern European country, where he is accused of responsibility for war crimes and crimes against humanity committed between 1999 and 2003. But in a historic move, the Finnish judges are also hearing evidence on Liberian soil, the first time war crime proceedings having taken place in the country. Around 250,000 people were killed between 1989 and 2003 in a conflict marked by brutal violence and rape, often carried out by child soldiers.
The purpose is to show the court, and for me also, to see the places where the witnesses say that things happened, and especially the things that we have included in our indictment.
And time for a break. When we come back, we'll be telling you what's been happening in the world of sports.
Family is working together today. It is creating opportunities for a lifetime of happiness. The future is bright because you can always bank on family. Family Bank, with you for life.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Message brought to you by Kenya Snakebite Research and Intervention Center in collaboration with Neglected Tropical Disease Program.
One of the best ways to save money is by visualizing what you're saving for. If you need motivation, set saving targets along with a timeline to make it easier to save.
All professionals should join us to benefit from competitive products, high qualifying credit, attractive returns, and services automation. Join us and attain your financial independence. Mhasibu Sacco, the Sacco for professionals.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Pants is just for me. It really feels very comfy.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa. Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi, guy, what the? Let him know
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Timeless love.
She must be around here somewhere.
Antonio, I'm so sorry, but I have to go now. I'll call you later, okay? I can explain everything. Goodbye. Geronimo, you cannot go out. You're still very weak.
Rahina is right. You cannot...
I don't care!
I am going to ask you this favor. I want you to stop the wedding of Roberta and Matias.
Renata, wait, I don't understand.
You know what? I'm not getting married.
She told me she was coming.
I don't know what she told you, but Karina isn't here.
Timeless love.
Gift your loved one a plot of value-added land at the Garden of Joy and get an instant 14K cash voucher for a 500K plus deposit. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
All right, some sporting action now, and the Kenya men's basketball team have qualified for the FIBA Afro-Basket contest for the first time in 28 years. Tyler Ongwae stepped up and shouldered the aspirations of the... And still a very hearty congratulations to the Kenya Morans. Now, the annual Sports Person of the Year Awards was held yesterday in Naivasha, Nakuru County, with athletes from different sports being featured with titles from different categories of their specialization that stood out in 2020. Watson Karuma attended the event and filed this report.
Despite the near non-existent sporting year, Harambee Star striker Michael Olunga was recognized for his stellar final season in the J1 League with Kashua Ray Sol. Olunga, who is now applying his trade in Qatar for Al Duhail, won the MVP and Golden Boot awards in Japan before his move.
It was a fantastic season for me, and to be able to be crowned Soya Sports Personality of the Year, I'm really humbled. I want to thank you, everyone who believed in me. 2020 season wasn't just a normal season for every other sportsman or sportswoman out there, because the world was hit by the global pandemic, coronavirus. And it was very difficult for us to go and challenge throughout the season.
World Half Marathon record holder Paris Jepchirchir was named the most outstanding sportswoman. Jepchirchir won the World Half Marathon title in the postponed championships held in Poland last October.
Pia wacha nishukuru the organizers of Soya Award for organizing this event despite the challenges of COVID-19.
Special Olympics athlete Onesmus Mnyao was named as the most outstanding man living with a disability, while Stella Chelangat was rewarded in the corresponding women's category. Boxer cum lawyer Shadrach Wamboi took the Community Hero Award. Wamboi works with upcoming boxers from various slum areas in Nairobi. Athletics legend and late Ben Jipcho and golf legend Rose Naliaka were inducted into the Hall of Fame. The annual awards were postponed from its traditional January date due to the pandemic.
Though we have been down, we shall rise again. Though we lost major opportunities to engage in competitive events and earn a living, we shall rise from ashes and prosper again.
This is an Olympic year. As much as it was postponed before,
we are going to make sure that as a nation, we will send a very strong team which are going to represent us.
Watson Karuma, NTV Sport in Naivasha, Nakuru County.
Well, congratulations to all the sportsmen and the women there. Construction works at the Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret is gathering pace, with the contractor working day and night to beat the government's deadline of handing over the facility by May this year. This is just about a month after the Sport Cabinet Secretary visited the stadium and put the contractors on notice of what she termed as a slow pace of construction. The Kipchoge Keino Stadium, which has been under renovation since 2017, is set to hold the national trial for the Olympics scheduled for May this year. When complete, the stadium is expected to have a capacity to accommodate about 30,000 fans.
For us to meet that deadline, we are compelled to work actually for those extra hours. Right now we are on the southern wing. We have already completed the northern wing, as you can see. Now we are casting the retaining wall for the southern part of the stadium. During the day we have approximately 250 workers, skilled and unskilled, and at night we have about 250 also.
All right, and that's all we had lined up for you this hour. Many thanks for keeping us company on the sign language interpretation. This evening was Flora Atieno. My name is Zainab Ismail. Remember, we'll be airing that special report by Rose Wangoi, Drowning Hopes, tomorrow. You want to stay tuned for that. You can find this bulletin on our YouTube channel at NTV Kenya. My name is Zainab Ismail. Once again, my Twitter handle is at Zainab Ismail. Stay safe and have yourself a lovely night.
This is NTV.
Presenting the new Harpic Bathroom Cleaner. Compared to ordinary detergents, its thick formulation gives you superior cleaning and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses all around the bathroom. Blue
for the toilet
and red
for the bathroom.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Timeless love.
So she must be around here somewhere.
Antonio, I'm so sorry, but I have to go now. I'll call you later, okay? I can explain everything. Goodbye. Geronimo, you cannot go out. You're still very weak.
Rahina is right. You cannot.
I don't care!
I am going to ask you this favor. I want you to stop the wedding of Roberta and Matias.
Renata, wait, I don't understand.
You know what? I'm not getting married.
She told me she was coming.
I don't know what she told you, but Karina isn't here.
Timeless love.
Gift your loved one a plot of value-added land at the Garden of Joy and get an instant 14K cash voucher for a 500K plus deposit. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
The Nation.Africa Digital Summit is bringing together the continent's most indigenous marketers and business and thought leaders to share relevant knowledge and frameworks for implementing digital-ready roadmaps. This year's summit will be held on the 25th and 26th of February at the Sarova White Sands, Mombasa. Do not be left behind. Join us in this digital transformation journey. Book your slot now. Call 020-3288-523 or 0719-038-523 today.
People treat digital learning, they've been treating educational technology as this nice to have optional thing, and now we know that's not the case.
There's a lot of opportunities that a lot of all these institutions can come to ensure that that kid in Garissa or Marsabit has equal access to these learning opportunities as the child in Nairobi.
We need to focus now on teachers. We need to bring them to the mindset of the 21st century learner.
Our focus on the conversation is what lessons can we draw from the disruptive year that was 2020.